A cylinder pipe made up of metal is 3 cm thick. If the internal radius of the pipe is 10 cm, find the volume of metal used in making 3 meters of the pipe. We have option A to option D. Let's solve. I'm going to divide this into 2 so that we have enough space. Now we know that volume of a cylinder is equals to pi r square h. That is volume of a cylinder. Now from the questions we are given, it is obvious that the height of the metal we have to calculate the volume h is h, which is equals to 3 meters. So we convert that to centimeters. So that would be 3 times 100, which is equals to 300 cm. So that is the height of the metal we are asked to calculate the volume, which is a cylindrical pipe. So that is the height. Now the next thing we want to do here is to get our internal radius and our external radius. Now from this we have been given that the internal radius is equals to 10 cm rather. The internal radius is equals to 10 cm from the equation. If the internal radius of the pipe is 10 cm, so the internal radius is 10 cm. Now the external radius, the external radius is equals to 10 cm plus the additional thickness made up of metal is 3 cm thick. So we are going to add that 10 cm plus the 3 cm thickness. 10 cm plus that 3 cm thickness. So that will give us 13 cm. So that is the external radius. So we have that external radius. Now the external volume and the internal volume is what we are also going to get. So the volume, let me use this volume just to abbreviate this. Volume of external cylinder is equals to, now for the external cylinder we have our radius to be 13 cm. So don't forget we have pi r square h. So we have pi times r, which is 13 square, times our h, which is 300. So we have 300. So that is what we have there. Now our volume of internal cylinder, let me abbreviate that as well, cylinder, is equals to volume of our internal cylinder is equals to the same thing, pi times our radius is 10, so 10 square times our height, which is 300. So we have that. So this is what we have from each of them. Now the required volume, therefore the required volume will be equals to volume of external minus volume of external cylinder minus volume of internal cylinder. Volume of external minus volume of internal cylinder. So we can now say that will now be equals to volume of external. Volume of external is pi times 13 square times 300 minus, let's group this, minus volume of internal is pi times 10 square times 300. So what is common here? You find out that in this bracket and this bracket, our pi and 300 is common. So let's factor that out. So we have 300 pi, that is common, into 300 pi. If we factor through this bracket, we will be left with 13 square minus, we do the same thing, 300 pi, we used to factor this bracket, we'll be left with 10 square. So we have that. Now when we open up this bracket, we have 300 pi times 13 square is 169 minus 10 square is 100. So when we multiply that or subtract that, we have 300 pi times 169 minus 100 is 69. So when we multiply this 300 pi times 69, you are left with 20,000 or 20,700 pi. So we are solving it in terms of pi. 20,700 pi. Remember, we are calculating volume, so that is cm cube. So I will advise you to go over this video until you get it right. So that is the answer to this question. So if you check through the option, the correct answer is D. Just like I said, go over this video, make sure you get it correctly, and wherever you are confused, feel free to drop your question in the comment box, and we'll make sure we reply, or you can send us a direct message and we'll respond once we get your message.